All right, guys, what's going on? Today we're talking about the best way that I think I have found to mount a fuel can to my rig and to extend capability in terms of being able to just carry spare fuel. We're going with Refined Cycle and their jerry can mount holder today. So before we get too into it, I do want to disclose that Craig from Refined Cycle was kind enough to send this out to me free of charge, and so I'm going to highlight the installation process, considerations to go over in terms of is this going to be practical for you. And I certainly do appreciate being able to get this in my hands for review and for just testing long term, but I'm not going to let the free product sway my words in terms of the process of installation. If there are hiccups and weird things, I'm going to disclose those and talk about them. So everything's going to be out in the open. I'm going to be as transparent as possible with you guys. So what you need for this job is this is the package of what I bought from Refined Cycle. It's the jerry can holder mount. You do need a jerry can holder, which I got from Amazon, from SparkWiz. Kind of a cheap brand, cheap product, but I didn't want to buy a jerry can holder that was more expensive than my actual jerry can, which I got from Menards, 50 bucks. So first we'll open jerry can holder. This is something. Another piece. Some mounting screws, Allen wrench, another bracket, 4 brackets, and then this is the part that goes on top. And then the package from Refined Cycle, let's bust her open. Seems to be shipped well. The shipping was very fast. I ordered this on a Thursday, I think, and it is now a Monday, and it's here. Never even got the tracking, so I was like, I wonder when this is gonna show up, but to my surprise, very quickly. You could expect shipping literally as fast as Amazon Prime because I ordered this and the jerry can holder on the same day. Jerry can holder came in the mail today, and so did this, so shipping is literally as fast as Prime. Very quality steel plates. This should hold the weight of 45 pounds of fuel plus the can just fine. Okay, so it comes with 2 main things. You get a big bundle of stuff and then this bracket. Yeah, let's cut into it. Cool. This looks like it mounts onto the door. It sticks out. Here we've got some coupon wrapped. Looks like Tractor Supply Co. Everything's been taken care of. The attention to detail is pretty impressive. Like most companies will just toss it in a bag, but they actually wrapped it with newspaper. I like that little detail. And they sealed this bag quite. So yeah, it comes with all the nuts and bolts that you would ever need. It came with a sticker. Refined Cycle. And it's got an FJ on it. Very nice. That is going on the gun safe. Beautiful. And then this right here is what mates up to the spare tire carrier, like so. Very nice. Did not come with an Allen wrench for these bolts. Hopefully we got one big enough. A couple extra things that you are gonna need. I got this bit set, literally $5 from Amazon. 21 metric. Oh no, I was reading that backwards. It's Naux metric 15-piece hex bit set, with the largest being an 8mm. So I believe it's an 8mm. So first I'm going to assemble the SparkWiz jerry can holder. Then we'll take the spare off and get this thing going. SparkWiz comes with 0 instructions, but that's fine as long as you look at the listing picture of the actual product. You should be able to kind of figure out what goes where. So this is the bottom piece. I'll set that there. So while we're here, I will talk about why I've selected this product. Refined Cycle, I reached out to them and said, hey, I'm really interested in this product. Do you guys want to partner up? So I knew I wanted this specifically. There are a few ways you can do spare fuel on an FJ Cruiser and just on a rig in general. The first being throw it inside of your cargo space and hope for the best. I don't like that because I know jerry cans are supposed to be sealed, you know, sealed off, but the fumes of gasoline are toxic, so I don't want that to be like even a possibility of, you know, breathing those in. And then I also don't want any leakages. That could be very bad. Gasoline's ignition point is lower than some of the temperatures that are going on in your engine bay when you're just running your car normally. So don't want to mess with that. Mess with gas being on the inside. And so then if you look at the outside exterior mounting and storage options, then you've got a few options that are having something like Refined Cycles, you know, mount holder. You could ratchet strap it to your spare tire, which I did in a previous video. Didn't like that at all. Felt terrible. Like I felt like it was going to fly off at any time. You can get a rear swing out bumper where you'll replace the entire rear bumper with steel, and that's quite expensive. So I didn't want to go with that route because that's a big job, and it's also very expensive to get a rear swing out bumper. They range from like $850 cheapo Chinese on Amazon for FJ Cruiser, all the way up to like $2-3 grand you're looking at. So not really in the budget right now, and those companies probably don't want anything to do with me in terms of collaboration. I also can't afford the extra weight. I'm uncomfortably heavy in my daily driver configuration, so whatever I can do to avoid throwing on an extra 200 pounds of steel, I will do that. There's also a universal spare tire mount offered by Bison Gear that I was looking at, and then you can purchase a spare gas can mount for it, but that is not really a permanent solution because it ratchet straps onto the spare tire. The center of gravity is changed when compared to the Refined Cycle version. With the Refined Cycle, the weight of the gas can is as relieved as possible when you're looking at gas strut wear of swinging open the rear cargo gate. So it's as close to the hinges as possible, meaning that the weight of the can is going to be as forgiving on the actual hinges and gas struts as it can be. And plus, it's a more permanent option to where you've got it on there. Even if you don't want to carry your can, you've still got it. And I just like that better than having to take on, take off the ratchet strap. And I think this is probably the best and most secure in terms of theft-wise way to go about it. So that's just a kind of an explanation as to why I was interested in this. So I've got my tool set in here, and what you'll need tool-wise is a 10 mil, 11 mil, 12 mil, 13 mil, 14 mil, 21 mil socket, as well as a 9/32 to get one of the things off. And I've got all that in here, brilliant. So we'll start with the spare tire, a long ratchet with the 21 mil. What the fuck? Oh, it's gonna be such an easy install, and I can't even get the spare tire off. Don't want the spare tire to fall off due to gravity, so I'm just gonna hold it on here. This is also gonna suck, because if the math is right, this tire weighs 65 pounds. That doesn't feel like 65 pounds. That's actually not bad. Tire's too tall to rest the gate on. Now we use, I think it's the 12 mil. Holy dude, I just broke this. Chinese piece of crap socket. So I guess I'll just use a different one. Carry spares, because you might break things. Ah, what the mother? I just broke the actual like socket. This is loosening. Are we sure this is loosening? Make sure it's loosening. You idiot, you were tightening, you. Yeah, you idiot, jeez. So next you're going to use one of the 8mm socket bolts, one of the washers for it, and then the included spacer is going to go on last. I'm going to toss some Loctite on, and then we'll start hand tightening that. And Loctite. Cool, so now we're going to remove the spare tire carrier, 14mm socket, right? I thought. It just came right off. So you need 9/30 seconds to remove these bolts here. Yeah, I think I need a drill. Come on, man. Finally got it. Holy hell, that took me way too long, and my drill's about to like explode now. Okay, well, we did that. So that's good. Holy crap, that was challenging. Not because of refined cycles, but because of how old my FJ is, how rusted that was. So with enough WD-40 and enough drill power, we did it. So next, this goes on to the tire carrier right there. And yeah, let's get this going. Hey, got it going. Cool. So that's partially in. Basically what you'll do for the bolt pattern is you go bolt, washer, into both the tire carrier and the jerry can mount, washer on the end for these far left sides. For here, you'll take a bolt, washer, stick it through, then put 3 washers on to create even space between the carrier as well as the carrier and the rear swing out door. So we got 1 washer on the outside, 3 washers go on the inside, Loctite's on the bolt, right at home, and 3 washer. Small washers, screws, and nuts to mount this final bracket on. And that's going to go with the L facing downwards, like so. Screw, washer, push through, washer, and nut with some Loctite on the inside of the nut. Finger tighten that. I'm going to keep it loose till I've got the jerry can on, just so I can have a little bit of wiggle room. All right. Uh-oh, this is loose. The reason why it was wobbling is because the spacers have to go behind the bracket here. So you have to lift the end of the tailgate, the swing gate, this way. You have to lift it high enough so it can go in at the correct angle. So I'm just retightening here. All right, so now is the part where if you were just here for the install, this is where you can check out, but I'm just gonna talk about my overall thoughts on the product, the installation process, and if I would recommend this or not. So overall, this took me 2 hours, pretty much exactly, to set up and install. And I think that if you are handier than I am, which if you've been in the car / working with your hands space for longer than 4 months, it's likely that you are handier than I am. So then that would mean the process should go faster for you, and you might not have as many hiccups as I did. If you pay attention to the finer details, you should be just fine, making sure that you read all the instructions, which I just completely skipped the instructions. I just referenced a video. So if you take your time on the front end, I think it will serve you better in the long run. Overall, I'm impressed with the product. It's really quality steel. It's made and built pretty tough. And when I gave it a good shake, it shook the entire car. So I'm not concerned about this thing falling off or breaking because of, you know, poor quality parts. I'm more so concerned about the jerry can mount than I am the refined cycle product. I would say that the visibility side of it is basically unaffected. They set it up in a way where it's very practical, and the angle of which the jerry can is being held at is pretty good at leaving your view of the rear view window unobstructed. And when you're backing up, or if you're just trying to check your rear view mirror, you shouldn't have any problems with a jerry can sitting inside of the holder. When I'm opening and closing the rear swing out door, it doesn't seem to be changing the speed at which it does so, which means the added weight of like 40 some pounds of fuel and the actual mounting hardware itself isn't negatively affecting the way that the door is behaving, which is a good sign. So I think in terms of the overall design and innovation of this product, they really hit the nail on the head in that department. But overall, I'm really excited about this, super grateful, and just wanted to say thank you again to Refined Cycle for letting me review this product and keep it, and be able to see if this is going to be a good tool for me in the kinds of overlanding and camping that I really want to get started doing this year. So overall, I certainly would recommend this product. Installation is easy enough. If I can do it, literally anyone can do it. And let me know if you guys have any questions. Hopefully we can get some more Refined Cycle products in the channel, and we will see you guys in the next video.